Hi there, I'm going to show you a brief demo of our Xpectrum platform dashboard for your quality control, for your analysis, to follow up on them. So first of all, you have the dashboard. Here you can set different parameters to display results, so you can see your issues, for example, per supplier, per lot, the samples that have been tested. You can also have a list view. We'll come back to that later. First, so the idea is that you can create your articles in the platform. You can enter them via a CSV file, or you connect via APIs, or you can just manually enter an article. So I have a can of diced tomatoes in front of me. Can be anything, so just a test to show you. You give an article number, then you assign a quality manager. Let's assign me now. Supplier, if you have a supplier for your product, you can also enter suppliers in another tab. If you have a barcode number, a product group, you can create different product groups if you want, a lab group if you want to assign it to a lab group. And then you can create test schemes. So per product you can have different test schemes. So most of the time it's the quality department that defines the test schemes. Some of the tests have to be done by the quality department itself, but also blue collar workers, when they reception raw materials, they can perform tests as well. So let's say weekly reception test diced tomatoes. You need to give in the location where you want to perform the test. These can be multiple locations. Then you have some administrative info that you want that will be input. So for example, I want to have the lot number, expiration date, and then you can start to create parameters. So for example, you can create new parameters, or you can pick a parameter from the list of parameters. You can also see here the parameters that you've already created. So I prepared this a little bit. So we're going to search for the weight of the total package. Wait. Yeah, here it is. Wait for the total package, and then you select your parameter type. So this is default. The unit is grams, the minimum value is 500, maximum value that we want is 520, and the target is 500. Add a new parameter. Now we're going for weight content. This one, it's also a default parameter. Unit is gram. I will in a moment discuss the other parameters that you can enter. Next one is the drained weight. Also a default one. And 235, 245, 240. You can add comments if you want. And then weight concentrated tomato juice. So here we will choose a calculated parameter. So that means that with the parameters that we have listed before, so this is weight content minus the drained weight. So now it will calculate between the parameters that you've already entered. So here's 165 maximum, also 155, maximum 165 and 160. Parameters that you can enter are, for example, if you say the color, then you have the parameter type, it's okay or not okay. You can add a comment like it has to be deep red, for example. Create another parameter. I'm just gonna show you the parameter types. Just I'm gonna click on anything here. So a parameter type can be, for example, a value calculation, where you can have an operator, for example, minus, and then a parameter or a value, say -5, and then it will calculate. Or you can have a subparameter, so that is, if you have one parameter, you can create different subparameters, and each subparameter also has the parameter type. So I'm not going to do this for now. Then you can add another test scheme if you want, a shorter one, for example, a longer one that you have to do like every month or every year. And that's it. So if you click finish, you create your test scheme, and then we can perform the test. Or test scheme for the diced tomato article. Let's perform the test. So you click on test article. Here in this particular case, it's actually a different application, because some people only use the test article and leave the define article and all the management stuff into the module for the quality department. So let's select a location. Where did we save it? I think it was a headquarters testing lab. Okay. So now it's gonna load all the articles that have been created for this location. So here you see the diced tomatoes. You can also scan the barcode of the article, and then it directly opens the test, or you can enter the barcode. But now let's do the article number, and we have here the diced tomatoes. So we can start the test. And now it will load the test that we just configured. There it goes. So here's the general info. So you can see your supplier here, the expiration date that we have to, that's on the product. So just put any date. A lot number you're gonna see on the product. This is also an important one, generate lab ID. So for example, if you have a piece of meat or whatever, and you also want to have an external validation by a lab, you can create generate lab ID. It will create a number. And you can attach this to the sample, send it to the lab, perform your tests here in the tool as well, and then afterwards add the lab data to the specific sample. So here is the test that we have created. Parameter weight total package. The value here is, so it has to be between 500 and 520. So if we put 520, the result will be okay. If we will put 521, it's not okay. The weight content, let's say that's 402, so that's going to be okay. The drained weight 237, which is okay as well. And now you saw that this is a calculated parameter, and that it was calculated by itself. So if we change the data here, both are not okay, for example. Let's just say that it's okay. Then the color, here we had the comment, it has to be deep red, so we look at it, say okay, this is okay or not okay. Let's say it's not okay, you can add a comment. You can submit and do a new sample, so for example, if you have different samples in one box or one package, you can test different samples. Or if you want to have a totally new product, you can do submit a new product. So this is what we're going to do now here. If we go back to the first platform, here at the home screen, if we will load this, this is the test that we've just done. So here you can see the results of the test. This is the lab ID that we have created. This is the data that we had to enter, the expiration date, for example, and the lot number, the results of the test. And here actually you can add lab data. So say you send a sample to the lab with the lab ID, afterwards you receive the lab data, the wet lab analysis, for example, then you can enter the values here. Okay. say that you as a quality manager are reviewing the test, and you still have the sample. For example, they put the colors as not okay, but in your opinion it's okay. You can override the test result, and it will it will display in your dashboard as an okay test. For now, I don't think that we have to do it. Save lab data, and there you have it. So now it's in the overview. Some other settings that I want to show you here, for example, you can change, create, add parameters. Here you can manage the list of your suppliers, your lab groups. There are none for the moment, but you can create lab groups here, product groups, change, add, delete them. General settings, locations, so you can create different locations, and for each location you can create different sub-locations or rooms, for example. I'll show you. So you have a location HQ, type of room, entry, and then select the temperature category. For example, the goods are coming off the lorry, so you click room temperature, and then, for example, there's also a lab room where they have to perform the test, which is a cold room. You edit, confirm. Devices, if you want to add devices to the tool, we have spectrometers that also work together with the tool. Xpectrum created their own spectrometer with NIR, where you can perform scans on your products and follow up on the quality. You can create tags, and here at user you have the user management. So this is it in a nutshell. If you do have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we will gladly show you a live demo, or if you want, we can give you entry to the platform, or to a test version of the platform, so you can look around on the platform and play around a little bit with it. Just let us know. info@xpectrum.eu or via the forum at the website, and we will quickly reach out to you. Thank you very much.